Welcome to tonight's meditation time. I invite you to get comfortable. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels right. And just really allow yourself to arrive into this present moment. Chances are that around you there are distractions, there's sounds, there's maybe restlessness in your body. Whatever it is, just see if with each breath you can begin to separate from those things just a bit. As you draw your attention to this next inhale, see if the distractions become a little quieter. And then let your attention just follow the breath out on the next exhale. And find you a good rhythm here, just watching the breath come in and watching the breath go out. And just imagine yourself through each breath just separating from the noise, from the restlessness, from the chatter in your head, just a bit more. Really notice the grounding beneath you, whether you're seated or lying down. Just feel it holding you in place. And again, just keep following that breath in and out. We've been journeying through the Yoga Sutras in our times together. And each time that we arrive and we hold space and share space here in meditation, we're sitting with a different sutra, these ancient teachings that really guide this practice, that first tell us the how and then tell us the why. But we know that at the base of all of these sutras is that one from the very beginning that just reminds us that this practice, yoga, meditation, breath, all of it, is designed to calm the fluctuations of our mind. And so for today's sutra, I think it is a perfect example of the power of this practice. It comes to us from chapter 2, number 49, and it says, as we begin to soften our unregulated breath, we find connection to the inhalation and the exhalation. And through that connection, we find connection to our consciousness. And so just think about that, this idea that our breath tends to get a little unregulated. Sometimes it's really fast, sometimes it's really shallow, sometimes it's deep and slow. Sometimes we are aware of it and sometimes we are not. But Patanjali, in all of his wisdom 2,500 years ago, was telling us for today that if you can begin to notice the unregulated parts of your breath and begin to really connect to the inhalation and the exhalation, on the other side of that connection is your connection to your consciousness. Just think about your decision-making power, the clarity of your choices. If you're making them from a place of being connected to your consciousness, imagine the way that you would move through the world if each movement was inspired by and informed by your connection to your consciousness. Just think what that could look like. And while he tells us in later parts of the sutras that part of our practice needs to be understanding the text and moving our body and sitting with emotional things and mental things. But today he tells us that I just need you to breathe with intention. I need you to take something that was unregulated and regulate it. Balance it. Notice it. And so tonight, that's what we're going to do. We're going to practice with our breath. See if we can just catch a glimpse of what it means to really connect to our consciousness, to really feel the wisdom from within informing how we move through the world, how we act and how we speak, and even how we think. I have a feeling that every single one of us wants to act and move and think from a place of higher consciousness. But sometimes it feels like the chatter in our head is so loud and so overwhelming, we can't even remember how to get back to this level of consciousness within. But Patanjali tells us it is only a few breaths away. And so what I'd invite us all to do first, before we begin to really breathe together with just some really regulated intention, I would invite you just to notice, how clear do you feel in your thoughts right now? Are they jumbled? Are they linear? Are they clear? Are they foggy? How connected do you feel to your level of discernment? How much do you trust your intuition, your insight? All of these things are about our consciousness. We don't make good, healthy, peaceful, connected decisions from our mind, our thinking, rational, logical mind. We make them from our state of consciousness. And so let's work in these moments that we have on accessing that. And so just notice, what does your breath feel like right now? Some of you have a very regular pranayama practice and you breathe with intention often. Some, it's still rather new, and so just notice right here in this moment, how are you breathing? It's not right or wrong, just how. And there are some practices that we'll do together where there's this beautiful retention in between the in and the out. And sometimes the in is longer than the out, or vice versa. But for this practice tonight, this idea of truly coming to a place of regulated breath, we're going to try to find this beautiful cycle of in and out and in and out. Seeing if we can make them about the same length. And as soon as we feel like that inhale has just done all that it can, and we are so full and so expansive that we immediately turn it into the exhale, but we'll release it at the same rate that we brought it in, until we find this beautiful just rhythm of regulated breath. And so wherever you are, if you're seated, just try to sit a little taller so you can create a lot of space through your heart, through your lungs, through your belly. And if you're lying down, really stretch out so that your spine is long. And we're going to try to breathe into all three parts of us, this dirgha breath, from the belly to the ribs, up into the chest, the collarbones. And the key will be that when you're ready to breathe out, don't rush. Let it leave the same rate that it came in. And let's see after a few rounds if we've cultivated just a little bit more connection. And then begin to notice what that feels like. So let all your breath out, all your air out, just kind of let it all go. And then from deep in your belly, let's breathe in, 2, 3, breathe out, 2, 3. Breathe in, 2, 3. 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 Breathe out, 2, 3. Once more, breathe in, 2, 3. Breathe out. 2, 3. And just pause and notice. Let the stillness come across your body. And just notice. And depending on how you came to meditation tonight, that will really determine how much chatter that you're trying to quiet. If you already came in very aware of it, there's a chance that as we stopped that breath together, your mind was completely quiet. If you came in and there was a lot going on in your head and you're really carrying a lot in your thoughts tonight, for you perhaps it was just a little bit less, not as noisy, not as cluttered and chaotic. And wherever you are along this continuum of what the chatter and the noise feels like, see if you can turn your internal attention or internal gaze toward your heart center. Almost like this internal eye is looking into your heart. The place where peace and compassion and wisdom and light and equanimity all reside. See it. See the peace. See the quietness in your heart. See the compassion. See the care that you have for others. See the equanimity, this evenness in your spirit as life ebbs and flows. See the light, this illuminating, effulgent source. See it all right there in your heart center. It's from this place that your consciousness comes. It's not sitting up in your thinking mind. It's not sitting in your knowledge, the things that you know. It comes from a deep place of wisdom within. But our thinking, rational mind tends to keep us distracted from the essence, the core of who we are. But what this Yoga Sutra says is that if you can regulate that breath through the inhalation and the exhalation, you'll first find connection there. And then from that, you'll feel the connection to your consciousness. And it's from that place that you'll think and act and do. So just imagine what that could be like as you head into your day tomorrow. When you have a big decision to make, or you have something that you're struggling with, that you pause and you regulate the breath to whatever count works for you. But you feel that balance between the in and the out, and the in and the out. And the mind gets quieter and the consciousness becomes illuminated. And you make your decision from there. Because the one thing that I will tell you that doesn't exist there is doubt. It's all over our minds. It's all over our thinking parts of us. It doesn't live in your consciousness. It's where you can trust, where you can rest, where you can know. And so I'd like us just to pause, just here, for just this next little bit. And just sit with that And if it feels right for you, maybe you go back to a rhythm of breath and you count yourself and you just breathe in and you breathe out. And you just keep finding almost like this circle where the breath never stops. And that's your sign that I'm turning my attention inward and I'm making my decisions from there, where it's clear and it's well lit and where there is no doubt or confusion or chaos. So let's just sit with that for just this next little bit and just notice. Breathe and notice. And as you continue to breathe, I want to take Patanjali's words and just add just a bit to it. I don't think he would mind, because further along into the sutras, he talks about understanding your purpose, your dharma. And while it's not directly connected to this sutra, I do believe from all the study and all the text and all the practice that as we connect to our consciousness, not only is it on the other side of this beautiful regulated breath, but on the other side of that is our ability to see our purpose. It's well lit. It's not confusing. And it is truly connected back to us, our purpose, our path, our journey. And all that it's asking is that we breathe with regulated, connected breath. So return to it again and again. Connect back to that consciousness. Make decisions from that place. And then as the mind becomes quiet and the path becomes lit, see your purpose. See your purpose where there is no doubt. There is no confusion. There is no chaos. There's just light. Namaste, friends.